The figure 8 measurement is a very common measurement utilized in the ankle. I use this a lot when I have my sprained ankles or post-surgical ankles. You're looking at how much swelling is occurring. And it's called a figure 8 because that's the shape that we're going to use with the tape measure. But the first thing we have to do is find our landmarks. And our landmarks approximately are going to be the distal aspect of the lateral malleolus, which is really easy to find, and it's going to be the distal aspect of the medial malleolus, which is also relatively easy to find. So we've got those two. The other one on the lateral aspect is going to be the base of the 5th metatarsal. So the 5th metatarsal is the long bone here on the lateral aspect of the foot, and you can grab a hold of that and easily palpate that 5th metatarsal, and if you follow it all the way back up, you're going to run into this bump that rolls off, and that's the tuberosity on the 5th metatarsal, and that base of that 5th metatarsal, that's going to be our 3rd landmark for our figure 8. And the last landmark is going to be the navicular on the medial aspect of the foot. And so what you have, you've got your calcaneus back here, and then the talus, and then the next bone is going to be the navicular, and this one also has a tuberosity, and so you'll feel a protrusion of bone underneath your fingers here. That's where we're going to go. That's going to be our 4th spot. The next bone up is going to be one of the cuneiforms, and it's flatter, and it doesn't have that little protrusion on there, and so we want to make sure that we're not too distal. And the reason why it's important to find your landmarks is because you want consistency every time you take this measurement, because otherwise you're not comparing apples and apples. So you have to make sure that you're utilizing the same landmarks each time. Now when you start your figure 8, different videos, if you go online, will show you different ways to start. Some people say start at one of the malleoli, or start at that base, or start at the navicular. I'm going to be honest, I usually start at the top, in between, just because it's a lot easier for me to wrap around the ankle. So again, it doesn't matter where you start, the important part is that you hit all 4 landmarks. We're going to use the centimeter side of the tape measure. So I just kind of start on the top here, and I know that there is my base of my 5th metatarsal, so I'm going to grab that. There's my navicular, I'm going to grab that, and then I'm going to get my distal lateral malleolus and my distal medial malleolus. And so now I come together in the front, and here is my figure 8 that's now gone around the foot, and I'm going to measure at the top, and I am at 52.5 centimeters. And so now I'm going to document that, and of course I would always measure the uninvolved side to see if there's a difference between the two. If there's like a ½ centimeter difference, it's usually not that big of a deal. But once you get more than that, it is significant in terms of telling you how much effusion is present.